Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be going over Enamorus coming to Pokemon Go on the 14th. We're going to be going over what you need to know, the counters as well as the moves, and is it going to be good in PvP or even in raids. Let's go ahead and see what we have going on here. If you do enjoy these types of videos, make sure you do give it a thumbs up. Really do appreciate that. Alright, so this is going to be going down February 14th at 12 p.m. until February 14th at 7 p.m. So it's going to be for one day. Now, it is going to be appearing at specific raids. These are going to be the EX raids. These are where we had invites going out to trainers back in the day, and it would be a very specific place. All right, so if you're not sure what those are, make sure you link up with a few people in your area who can give you the insight on what's going on if you're newer, because it's not going to be appearing at every gym. All right, very specific ones. Now, they are going to be spawning from 12 p.m. till 1 p.m., 1 p.m. till 2 p.m., 5 p.m. till 6 p.m. and 6 p.m. until 7 p.m. Now, these eggs will appear for 24 hours and they're only going to be available to battle for 30 minutes once they do hatch. I know, elite raids are one of the most ridiculous concepts in the game. I understand. I'm just bringing you the news. I'm with you. They're dumb. I can't stand it. Okay. Now, once you do beat one of these Enamorus, you're going to have specific Pokemon spawning around that gym. Not that anybody's going to be hanging around. I mean, maybe some people, but you're going to be probably rushing to the next one so you can get as many as you can or a good IV, because you're going to want to, as we're going to see here in a second. And it's ridiculous that they're making us do this to get this good Pokemon, but you're going to see the following Pokemon spawning around the gym. I'll have them up on the side here. All right, moving on. Let's see what we have. We're going to go over those counters, but first I want to go over its weaknesses and its moves too. So it is going to be weak to poison, rock, steel, electric, and ice, okay? And what are the moves? Let's go ahead and take a look here. We're going to see Astonish, Zen Headbutt, and Fairy Wind. So this is going to be a Fairy and Flying type Pokemon. So it's getting stats from Fairy and Flying here. Charge moves are going to be Dazzling Gleam, Fly, and Grass Knot. Not a bad move set, not bad. Fairy Wind's going to be farming up fast. You have Dazzling Gleam for stab as well as Fly, Grass Knot for coverage for the potential rock type Pokemon that you will encounter. So you're probably going to want to run Dazzling Gleam and Fly. As far as its stats, the correct stats we do have here are going to be attack of 281, defense 162, and then stamina 179 with a max combat power of 3,873. So it's not going to be the Dragon Slayer. Well, it's going to be a Dragon Slayer. Any fairy type legendary is going to be a Dragon Slayer, but initially the attack was going to be crazy high, but it was a little bit of a mess up or something like that. All right, now let's go ahead and go over counters here to see what we have going on here, and shout out to Pokebattler for this as well, because they've always got pretty much the best raid counters around, I would say. Number one is going to be, and this is in neutral weather. Okay, this is neutral weather, level 50s. Best counter is going to be Shadow Metagross with Meteor Mash Community Day move. Next is going to be Mega Beedrill, Poison Jab, and Sludge Bomb. Mega Gengar with Lick and Sludge Bomb. And I do believe Lick is going to be Legacy, so you don't need Lick. You can go Shadow Claw. Okay, Lick is just a little bit better there. And then you do have Bullet Punch, Meteor Mash, Metagross, regular. And then Shadow Magnezone with Spark and Wild Charge, Mega Diancie with Rock Throw and Stone Edge. Okay. And then you do have Shadow Raikou with Thunder Shock and Wild Charge, Shadow Zapdos with Thunder Shock and Thunderbolt, Zergatry with Thunder Shock and Discharge, all these electric types now. And then we do have Shadow Excadrill with Metal Claw, Iron Head, Thundurus with Volt Switch and Wild Bolt Storm, and then Mega Manectric with Thunderfang and Wild Charge here. And where are my poison types at? I'm like, what? I wasn't I took, I was kind of briefly looking over it, but I thought there'd be more poison types up top. Guess not. Then you do have Melmetal with Thunder Shock and Double Iron Bash. Kind of interesting to see that. So if you have one of those, I personally have 2 level 50 Melmetals. Yeah, I did that. And then we have Nihilego. Finally, my Nihilego with Poison Jab and Sludge Bomb. Have a level 50 one of those. Love whenever I get the chance to use that. Mega Tyranitar with Smackdown and Stone Edge. Mega Rayquaza with Air Slash and Dragon Ascend. It's not super effective to it in any way. It's just so strong. But you're going up against a fairy, so I don't know if you want to use that. But hey, go do what you got to do. Then we do have Mega or Shadow Electivire with Thunder Shock and Wild Charge, Mega Aerodactyl with Rock Throw and Stone Edge, Zekrom with Charge Beam? Yeah, I guess you're going to run that because your other one is not very effective. Charge Beam and then Wild Charge. Shadow Mewtwo with Psycho Cut and Thunderbolt. There's the power of that Mewtwo and its elemental moves. Shadow Gengar with Lick and Sludge Bomb. Man, I would like to power one of those up, but I'm going a little too crazy with my shadows when there's just other things that are better to invest in that are going to be able to stay in the battle longer. Jirachi with Charge Beam and Doom Desire. Kyurem with Steel Wing and Glaciate. Mega Caesar with Bullet Punch and Iron Head. Do we have more? Sure do. Shadow Luxray with Spark and Wild Charge. Mega Aggron with Iron Tail and Meteor Beam. Roserade with Poison Jab and Sludge Bomb. Shadow Victory Bell, Acid Sludge Bomb. And then you have Genesect with their electric moves. All right, so kind of a pretty good lineup there. So go in there with your Shadow Metagross. I personally have 3 of those. Now, if we had Mega Metagross, obviously you'd go with that and then the Shadow. But we don't have Mega yet, so Shadow it is. And I have 3 powered up. Sounds good. Don't have a level 51 quite yet. Haven't pulled the trigger on that because, you know, as soon as I do that, I'll get a good IV Beldum somehow, some way, somewhere. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at it in the Go Battle League here. Let's go ahead and start that video. So Enamorus in the Master League is going to be ranked 47. It's going to be good up against, of course, Dragonite, Garchomp, Gyarados, Giratina, Excadrill. That's an interesting one as Excadrill's resisting all of its moves, but it's extremely squishy. Losing very hard to Mewtwo. Oof. That is something right there. And then, of course, you're losing to Metagross as it's going to be still Zacian, Swampert, and you're losing to Dialga. All right, all right. Fairy Wind is what you're going to want to go with. Fly and Dazzling Gleam, okay? So that's just what you're going to want to rock. You could go with Grass Knot and substitute for Fly, but you do what you got to do. All right, now taking a look at what it's going to be just horrible up against here, so you know what's going on. Do you want to invest in this? Is it going to be good for raids? Yeah, it's going to be a pretty good raid attacker as far as the fairy type is concerned. Not quite flying because it doesn't have a flying quick move. Let's see where it starts picking up steam here and winning at Togekiss. So not even Dialga, okay? And that's Togekiss at 21. Now there is going to be a decently long list for every Pokemon that's going to have weaknesses. I'm not trying to drag it through the mud or anything, but I just want you to understand what's going on here. So you're what? You're going to raid this thing, and now you're not going to get enough XL candies. Leave that to the... Well, I can't say cheaters anymore because they probably are, but people can get XL candies easy now, so I can't say you're cheating. So everything's out the window. Rock your phones. Do whatever you want to do. I'm not condoning it, but whatever, man, because nobody seems... It's a lawless. It's like the Wild West out here in Pokemon Go now. All right. All right. Are we looking at... Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at its best matchups. Of course, it's going to be Dragons, Garchomp, Zarude, because that's Dark type, Zekrom, Garchomp again, Dragonite, Rayquaza, Yveltal, Zygarde complete. Hey, there you go. Hey, Zygarde's gonna, because it's flying, yeah, so you typically would run Earthquake and Crunch. Both of those are resisted. Dragon Tail's resisted, and it's losing right around, what was that? I was not paying attention. Looks like, oh yeah, the same. It's going to be the same spot, of course, duh. So Togekiss, Dialga, losing right around Dialga is pretty ironic, seeing that it's a dragon, but I guess it's also Steel too. So there you have it. Enamorus. Is it actually going to be worth raiding? Sure, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm going to get out there. I'm going to find a group, and I'm going to see, try to get as many as we can, hit all the raids possible. And it's too bad it's not summertime because it would be much better driving conditions. But yeah, this is definitely something I'm going to say, go out there and get as many as you can. It's not going to be shiny. It does have another form. Don't know when that's going to be introduced. But as far as this one is concerned, it's looking like a pretty decent fairy type attacker for raids. And also pretty cool for the Master League as well, okay? Definitely has some losses, but everything does. So there you have Enamorus, folks. Get ready for it. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. It did help you out. Really do appreciate that. And I'll catch you all next time. Take care.